Hi, this is Danny from MABRIK. I am lucky enough to have had the chance to have a bit of a playthrough of the new Space Marine 2 video game, and whilst I have not finished it yet, I want to give you my thoughts on it thus far. Here is my perspective as a lifelong fan of Warhammer 40k and as someone who has thoroughly enjoyed the first installment. One of the funniest things that popped up as the game was released was a short argument between regular gamers and Warhammer players. The gamers stated that it was unfair that there was no cover available for you to hide really. And then the Warhammer players responded back fairly quickly with, "You're a Space Marine, man, you are cover." And while people have been comparing Space Marine 2 with Gears of War in terms of the chainsword, absolutely, but for everything else, Warhammer just plays differently on a tactical level. To set the scene for the second game, Captain Demeturian Titus of the Ultramarines chapter was imprisoned by Inquisitor Thrax on charges of heresy due to his resistance to the powers of chaos. Although he was deemed free of the chaos taint, Inquisitor Thrax continued to imprison Titus under torture for a century. Thrax was later killed by the Grey Knights after being possessed by a demon, and other members of the Inquisition freed Titus and offered him the chance to return to the Ultramarines. Titus, believing that he had disgraced his chapter, instead chose self-imposed penance by becoming a Black Shield and joining the Death Watch.
Until you have faced the judgment of your brothers.
This game's main foe is a splinter cell of a Tyranid hive fleet. I love the mob mentality that is shown here, taking inspiration from the World War Z games, fighting in intense bloody melee with the Tyranids, assisted by the Astra Militarum. Definitely makes you feel really immersed in the fact that you are in the front lines and how it would potentially feel to be a Space Marine fighting there. I also feel this is how it would feel to be one of the models on the tabletop as you play throughout those combat fights with dice rolls, because, surprise surprise, my first love for the franchise came from playing the tabletop game. The planet of Kadaku, where you initially touch down, is a jungle planet infested with muddy forests and swamps. The rough terrain mixed with the deadly fauna and flora are a sight to see. Combining all that with the scattered Imperial fortresses made the landscape stunning to play in. In addition to all this, all the destroyed Imperial vehicles and bloodiness of the battles gives you a very futuristic World War I vibe. And this is just one planet as an early game example. There are two other types of gameplay you have access to other than just the main campaign. Firstly, you have the Eternal War, which is the PvP mode where you can battle it out amongst players from around the world. The other one is the Operations mode, which for me is definitely the star of the show. This is basically a sub-campaign mode, as you will, where you basically run parallel with the main campaign. Your Space Marine is fully customizable, including 6 different classes you can choose from, as well as weapon upgrades and perk upgrades. As you can progress through the game, you can upgrade as you level up. All in all, so far I'm loving this game, and really looking forward to getting stuck into the rest of it. From me, I would personally be giving it a solid 8 out of 10. And in the wise words of the Ultramarines, we march from a crack, and we shall know no fear.